Yeah. Hello, beautiful Lovetarians. This is the Lovetarian Way podcast with Natalia PH. And today we have a gorgeous, beautiful guest from the US, from New Jersey, right, Donna?
Yes.
Yes, we'll introduce our guest in a moment, but the topic is very, very intriguing, demystifying meditation. So she will do that for us in just a second. For now, those of you who are with us for the first time, if you are listening on Facebook, please make sure that you will give permission to StreamYard to show your name. Because should you want to ask questions in the comments, we would love to know your name. So if you scroll down by this video, on the side of the video, there is a text explaining what this podcast is all about. And at the bottom, there is a little paragraph that says, give permission to StreamYard to show your name. You do it once, you don't ever have to do it again. So please do it if you haven't yet. For those of you who are listening on YouTube, well, welcome. We are growing. So please subscribe to the channel and just share the love. The Lovetarian Way podcast is here to do what? We are here to uplift as many souls as we can. This is the Lovetarian Way movement is for the upliftment of humanity, to literally infuse you on your journey of awakening with as much joy, as many tools, as many practices as we can, so we can, it's our contribution to the elevation of humanity's consciousness into, heaven on earth realities. And this is episode 15. We have already weekly, we are inviting beautiful leaders, speakers, healers, and Donna is here today with us to tell us about, well, what is meditation really about? I don't believe that we actually spoke with anybody about meditation per se. We had healers, medium, yoga specialists, we had authors. So that one is the first one. So without further ado, Donna Michelle from New Jersey, Creatrix of empowered yoga and meditation, or meditation and yoga. Welcome.
Thank you, Natalia. What a beautiful introduction. I just wanted to say that, I am someone who has resisted technology for quite some time, but I am so thankful, really, and have so much gratitude for it, because you and I never would have connected. You are in Spain, and I am in New Jersey, United States, and I found your page, The Lovetarian Way, on Facebook, and it just spoke to me.
Beautiful goddess. Tell me if I typed your website
correctly. You did. You got it right. Yep.
Okay, perfect. So
thank you.
Everybody, that's how you can contact Donna. Yes, please continue.
Yes.
We met.
Oh, yes. No, it's just so beautiful how we connected. And, thank you, Facebook. Thank you for your page, your 4 pillars. I invite all of my friends and followers to follow your page. It is literally every day your posts are it's like receiving a beautiful card in the mail from someone you love. That's how I feel when I see your posts every day. And it gives me that little shot in the arm of just love and joy. And it's a beautiful reminder that we can tap into that energy at any time. So I just wanted to say, thank you for this opportunity. I'm so grateful to connect with you. And then also to really speak about meditation today, because so many of the people that I have had the privilege to work with, and I've worked with people of all ages, from kids as young as 7 and 8 years old, up to adults in many different settings, whether it has been in schools, which is a big passion of mine, in corporate settings, just one-on-one, working with people. During the pandemic, I had a lot of online virtual sessions like this, believe it or not, mostly with teenagers.
Wow.
Yes. And so, meditation, and we'll get into it, but meditation is such a powerful tool to have in our toolbox in dealing with anxiety, any sort of depressive feelings, and just stress in general, which unfortunately we all deal with on a regular basis. So, you know, it's extremely powerful, but what I know we'll get into today is really demystifying it, because so many people say, oh, meditation, I can't do that. Right. I can't stop my thoughts. Or, right. Or I get too many distractions, or I've tried it. I just can't do it. And I think there really is a very, there's still this outdated timeline around meditation that so many people still believe. And so this is such an amazing opportunity today for us to talk about it in a new way and really break it down for people so that they can rethink it and say, wow, maybe I can try this again. And it's going to be very different this time around.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm so glad you said that, because for people, meditation, a lot of people equal some ancient, incredibly complicated, very difficult, going against your natural flow process. Well, in fact, it's one of the most natural things in the world, isn't it?
It absolutely is. And I love that you brought that up, this ancient practice, because although that's where it is rooted, of course, one of the first things I always say to a new client or a class, we are not monks living in a cave.
There you go.
Right? We are modern people. We are parents. We work in business. We are running around all day, every day. We have many different stressors all throughout our day.
Yes.
And so we are not a monk in a cave in that we are isolating ourselves from the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we need a practice that is going to take that into consideration, and that's going to be very practical and very achievable for people.
Yes.
And so one of the things I want to talk about is, you know, first of all, there's so much research now that anyone can really just Google things like meditation practice, the mind-body connection, mindfulness, breathing. And there are articles upon articles. There are journals writing about it. There are studies and case studies being done. There is neuroscience to back up all of this stuff. And so this is what's so amazing is that although it's an ancient practice and it's been around for 5,000 years, right?
Oh, I would say even more.
Probably even more, right? If you link it to yoga, then probably 5,000. But yes, probably even further back than that.
Yeah.
But what's so amazing is that now we have the technology and the science to prove what the ancients have already known.
Absolutely. 100%.
And so it's a beautiful melding of science and this incredible ancient practice. So, and you know, and that's a great thing, because there are lots of us out there that want to understand. We have that yearning and that understanding. Well, how is this working in my brain, in my body? And now we have the science to show it. It's incredible.
It is really beautiful. It is really beautiful. Sorry for interrupting, right? But there are different kinds of people. There are left brainers, right brainers, people who are balancing their hemispheres, heart-based people. But there is now with science, there's a possibility for the most, what shall we call them, robotic left brain humans to really understand why it is so beneficial at this incredibly intense time in history, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we know, right, Natalia, that we are at the crossroads, and in the most beautiful way. And and so there's this beautiful intersection now between mind and body and spirit. And more people are coming online and understanding from a very holistic viewpoint that this is all connected. And so that's going to lead me to talk to you now about, and all of our viewers and listeners, that the first thing I want to put out there, 15 minutes a day.
Yeah.
15 minutes a day. That's all we need to get ourselves into that state to reap the benefits, which I'll talk about in a minute, the benefits on our minds and our bodies through meditation. 15 minutes. We wait in line. We wait in line at a Starbucks for 15 minutes, you know? I mean, we wait on the line in the supermarket for 15 minutes. So 15 minutes is all we really need. Of course, for those of us who have meditation as a regular practice, sometimes that timer goes off and you say, oh, I don't want to leave. I don't want to stop my meditation, because once you start to get into that space within yourself, it is so peaceful and it is so loving, right? And so people will learn to carve out more time during their day to tap into that. But 15 minutes is actually all we really need to see the shift in our brain waves, and then to see the physiological effects in the body that take place. So one of the very first things, the other thing I want to say before I go ahead is that there is no right way or wrong way. And I think that's really important to say and to acknowledge to people who are beginning, that there are many different types of meditation. There are many different breathing techniques, and we are all unique, beautiful individuals. And so we need to find what works for us. We don't need to be caught up in the judgment of, oh, am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? There are absolutely techniques that have been proven to scientifically work within the brain and the body. And there are many different paths to get you there.
So what would you say makes meditation when it would be considered meditation?
Beautiful question. So really what takes place, and I'll take us through it, but the breathing is really absolutely integral to getting into a meditative state. And I'll explain that in a moment. But to answer your question, we have 5 different brain waves. And each brainwave serves a different purpose for us. For example, when we are studying or focusing on a work project, we want to be in a beta brainwave because we can focus and we are able to learn better at that brainwave. And so this will naturally happen if you have to sit down and study something, if you're writing something, if you're working on something. And so as soon as you begin to focus, your brain does the work for you. When you want to get into a more meditative state, you want to switch those brainwaves. And essentially, that is what happens when you begin to relax the body. And I'll get into that in a moment. But the brainwaves will shift with your focus and attention. I do want to mention, though, that there is an app in particular that I use in my classes, even for myself, my children. It's called Binaural Beats.
Yep.
Actually, the app is called Beatfulness. But what binaural beats are they are frequencies, right? It's music, but underneath the music is a frequency of it. It's called entrainment. And so you're just listening to music. You just think you're listening to a nice, calming music. But what's happening, yeah.
If I may, we actually had a podcast with a spiritual composer, artist Theo Newton, who specifically writes meditative music with different frequencies. So for the viewers, definitely go and check it out. Where
Absolutely.
we talk, I believe it's episode 8, because that will really beautifully connect with what you're saying. Specific music at specific frequency to drop you into that meditative frequency easier, right?
So much easier. So the science behind that is it takes 7 minutes. 7 minutes. It's called entrainment. So your brain will entrain. It will sync up with that frequency that you are listening to. And so then it's like, oh, okay, you're just going on a nice little gentle roller coaster. Okay, we're going to just sync up with that frequency. And so, yes, it is an amazing aid to meditation. It's not to say that you can't get there on your own. You can. But why not?
If it's easier. Yeah.
Right. If it's easier and if you enjoy the music. And, you know, I happen to use that app, Beatfulness, but your other guest, I'm sure, has amazingly beautiful music. And you can go on YouTube and you can just type in binaural beats.
Oh, yes.
And you will find thousands that you can just use for an accompaniment to your meditation practice.
Yeah, wouldn't you say, Donna, that in this time and age, we're literally left without any excuses because the help is there, and it's there even for free for anybody who wants to do it in avalanches of abundance, right?
Oh my goodness, so well said. Yeah, I mean, it's all available to us now. It is all there. We just need to learn a little bit more, and then we can, you know, tap into whatever appeals to you, right? But yeah, it's totally all out there now. And now this is yeah. And so this is just about us learning more and saying, oh, okay, well, this will work for me. So just to circle back to your question. So what really defines a meditative state is your brainwaves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so that shifts you into a different level of consciousness. And so your level of consciousness when you are writing or studying or working is very different than when you drop into a lower brainwave state, let's say delta or theta. That's a much slower brainwave. And so you're really tapping into another level of your consciousness when that happens. A lot of people, when they first begin meditating, they'll say, oh, I saw colors, right? And so that's their brainwaves slowing down. It's absolutely incredible. And the neuroscience, for anyone out there who's interested in that aspect, is really amazing. And, you know, you can just Google that, and there's just hundreds upon hundreds of studies that have been done now. So I want to go back to the breathing. The breathing is, I describe it as the gateway. Now, there are many different types of breathing. And as a yoga instructor, I've learned a bunch of different types. Most recently, the key to this gateway is slowing down your exhaltation. And I'll explain why in a minute. But again, I want to reiterate that there's no right way, there's no wrong way. You know,
there's your way.
Right. You know, the breathing that I teach is very simple. It's in through the nose. At the same time, you are filling up the belly, not the chest. I mean, your chest will expand, of course, it's your lungs. But the focus is to fill up the belly breathing. And I always guide my clients, and I say, imagine it's a balloon and you're filling up the balloon. And when it reaches capacity, then just try to hold it there for a moment. And then slow down your exhale out through the nose again. Okay, so in through the nose, out through the nose. Now, there are some people who can't breathe out through their nose for a variety of different reasons. It's okay. If you breathe out through the mouth, it's okay. Like I said, there's no right way, there's no wrong way. But when you do breathe out through the nose, you have the ability to slow down your exhaltation even more than if you were to breathe out through your mouth. So why the slow exhaltation? So this is what happens in the brain and in the body. So there's also been a lot of study on the vagus nerve. I don't know if you're familiar.
Yes.
So for our viewers who don't know, so the vagus nerve is the biggest nerve in our body, from the brainstem all the way down to our colon, the entire body. And then, of course, it branches out all over the place. It is the connector. The vagus nerve, when activated, will help us to feel calm. Okay. Now, how does this link to the exaltation? When you slow down your exhale, you are retaining the CO2 in your blood longer. This helps almost immediately to lower blood pressure. And what that does, right, is that it's slowing our heart down. When the pressure is being lowered and the heart is slowing down in terms of the beating, the brain then recognizes through the vagus nerve, oh, I'm feeling relaxed. We cannot be stressed and relaxed at the same time. One or the other, you choose, right? And so when the brain recognizes that the heartbeat is lowering, the blood pressure is lowering, the vagus nerve is activated, and we start to feel, right? Because a nerve is what we feel, relaxed. Once we start to feel relaxed, then the brain waves start to sync up. Okay, so that is the physiology, right, of what's going on in the brain and the body. I've worked with not that many, but several clients who have MS and neuropathy, and they feel a lot of physical pain in their bodies. When they do this breathing, and then I take them through a guided meditation, I mean, it is miraculous, right? What happens? They come into the session with pain because those conditions in particular are related to their nervous system.
Yep.
And so because of the breathing, especially because of the breathing, and then through the lowered, I shouldn't say lowered, the slower brain waves, it stops the pain because they're literally calming their nervous system down. And so for me to have worked with people who feel the physical pain of the stress that's going on in their body and to see that transformation we're talking within 30 minutes, they walk out of there, they have no pain. And so imagine what it can do for us, most of us who are not feeling that physical pain.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
The other thing that happens when we do the breathing and everything starts to slow down in the body and the brain, in the brain waves, in our nervous system, we don't realize it, but in today's world, we are shooting out stress hormones all day long. Even if we are running late for an appointment and we're in the car, right? And we just feel that stress. What's happening is the brain is shooting out cortisol and adrenaline and all these other stress hormones. And so this is flowing throughout our bodies. We don't even realize it, but what we realize is that we feel stressed. So what happens when we do the breathing, and the brain recognizes, oh, Donna's feeling relaxed now. Guess what happens? The brain says, I don't need to send out these stress hormones. Instead, if you stay in meditation, and this is going to circle back to what we were talking about earlier, if you can stay in that state for 15 minutes, something amazing happens. Not only do we stop producing the stress hormones, but then the happy hormones start to come out. And that's also why when you come out of meditation, you feel so good. This is very, very physical in our bodies, what's taking place here. At the beginning of the pandemic, I remember standing in a supermarket with my mask on. And there was, in the beginning here in New Jersey, there were lines. And I was stressed. Of course, we all were. And so I stood there and I did my breathing. No one has to know you're doing this breathing. I tell all of my clients that. You could be a 12-year-old kid about to go do a presentation in front of your class, and you can be sitting at your desk doing this breathing. No one has to know you're doing this breathing, and it's going to calm everything down, and you're going to have more clarity, and you're not going to, the stress hormones are not going to be flooding you.
Yeah.
You know, you can be an adult who has to get up and do PowerPoint. You could be, truth be told, before you and I got on our call today, I did my breathing because my girls and I have this, right? Same here, always, because it stops the production of any stress hormones. It gets you into that more relaxed state so that you can feel centered, right? And you can have that clarity.
Yes.
And so you can really use it. I've told kids who play sports, I've worked with a lot of teenagers who, you know, they suffer from anxiety for a lot of different reasons. When you're on the bench and coach is calling you to get ready and go get in and you're nervous, guess what? Do that breathing. You know, you're going to be able to have more clarity when you get out on the field because now you've stopped the production of the stress hormones. And so, yeah. And so, you know, the thing is, right? So some people may say, well, what do you mean, Donna? Like, I'm just going to be able to tap into this. I only have, 3 minutes before I go out onto the field, or I only have, 5-10 minutes before I have to give my presentation. Well, this is the thing. This meditation is a practice, right? We have to practice. So it's like anything else. If you can carve out 10, 15 minutes a day for yourself to practice this, when you really need it, when you're in a situation where you do feel like you're very cognizant of the fact that you're feeling stressed, your brain and your body are going to recognize what you're doing that much quicker.
Exactly. You're training your body to kick into that as a natural state, right? Because isn't it, in my workshop, I'm teaching, teaching, you can say, or I should say, I help them remember how to breathe correctly, because all the research is now showing us that we are breathing at least twice as quickly at rest as we should, if not 3 times. I mean, according to James Nestor and his fabulous book called Breath, do you know it?
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He said you should at rest breathe between 5.5 to 6 breaths per minute at rest. And when we tested, 12, 18,
that's right.
20.
Exactly, which is exactly what I'm talking about in terms of slowing down your exhale, right? So if we're breathing so much quicker, that basically means that we are shallow breathing. And so shallow, right? Because the whole point is slowing down the exhale, slowing it down. I mean, it does help to slow the inhale. So, and there's different, there's box breathing. There's, I think, the 4-6-8 or 4-7-8 technique. And there are so many, as you said earlier, there's so much out there for people. The one thing that I try to teach my clients is it's really hard when you're first learning to hold that breath for the count of 4, 6, 7, 8, to your point, because normally we are breathing so much faster than we really should be. So now to slow it down to a 4, 6, 7, 8, that's really hard to do when you're first starting. So that's why when I teach the breathing, I say, take the breath in through your nose, fill up your belly at your own pace. You're consciously trying to slow it down, but that's going to look different for everybody. That's going to look different for everyone. And so for each individual person to really know, you're not going to do this wrong. Just listen to your body and what feels comfortable to you. And so after you've been practicing for a while, then, you can challenge yourself and say, okay, you know what, I am going to try that box breathing, or I am going to try to count and, kind of stretch myself a little bit and try to make it to, the count of 6 or the count of 7. But as a beginner, we don't need those kind of parameters. We just need to really open up to this.
Then there's a question, what was the name of that book? So I'm just going to put it out here for everybody.
Yeah,
it's a brilliant book. I mean, just the book on breath, it will give you a great idea on 1,050 ways how you can breathe to really change your biochemistry.
Yes.
And completely relax. So I think we have breath covered.
Yes.
And yeah, do you want to demonstrate something?
Yeah, sure. We can do that. I think I'd love to just talk for a moment, if it's okay, about some of the different styles of meditation.
Yes, please do that.
Okay, great. So, again, everyone's different. Everyone is unique, and people learn in different ways as well, as we know. So, there are many different styles of meditation. And while I do find that beginners really enjoy and benefit from a guided meditation, which is what I do with them, there are still many other styles of meditation. Mantra meditation. Yeah. So what's a mantra? That's, again, one of those, right, those Sanskrit or those ancient words, and people are like, oh, they just get confused. A mantra, all a mantra is a repeated word or phrase. That's all. An affirmation is a positive word or phrase. And so you can combine mantra, which is the repetition, right, with an affirmation. And so I remember years ago, before I even went to the Buddhist meditation, I had taken a meditation class, and the teacher invited us to just come up with our own mantra. And so it was going to be very individualized for everyone in class. And at that time, I remember my mantra was, I am light, because I was feeling very heavy at that time in my life. And so it had dual meaning for me, right? It was that I wanted the light of positivity, but then I really wanted to feel lighter. I didn't want to feel so heavy. And so when we practice the mantra meditation, really all it is you choosing something that resonates for you. It can be anything. I am love. I am peaceful. I am joy.
Or just even start with simple syllable like Om.
Beautiful, right? Absolutely. And, so there are many beautiful Sanskrit mantras. And so you can choose from that if that resonates for you. In certain settings that may not always be appropriate, whether it's me working in a school or in a corporation. And so, I'll offer, it's more like an affirmation, right? Like, I am peace, I am calm. And it's really the repetitive nature that makes it a mantra. And so mantra meditation can be really, really powerful, because one of the things that we all have to deal with when we are sitting down for our practice is what everybody calls the monkey mind, right? It's the thoughts, just our regular thoughts. I always say, Natalia, that it is the heart's job to pump the blood. It is the lungs' job to breathe the air. And it is our brain's job to think the thoughts. So the goal, at least initially with meditation, is not to just stop our thoughts. Like, that's not realistic.
Good luck with that at the beginning.
Exactly. And, I think that's why so many people will say, oh, I can't meditate. Yeah. Because they actually think that they have to stop their thoughts.
No.
Right? So really what we're doing is and the other thing that I learned personally and that I always remind my clients is that distractions are part of our meditation practice. We will never be able to cut out any and all distractions, whether it's something outside of yourself, like a plane going overhead, something loud, a truck going by, your kids in the background, or let's say you're in the most beautiful, quiet place. Guess what? The distractions are in here. So it is not about removing all distraction. It is about observing the distraction, taking note, and then coming back to your focus. And that is the practice of meditation. And when people hear that, they're like, oh, it's almost like a relief.
Yes.
Because it lets them off the hook that they're trying to do something that they will never be able to do, right? I shouldn't say never, but it is absolutely part of the practice, especially for beginners. So so that's number one. And mantra is so amazing because you are repeating this phrase or this word or this sound over and over again in your mind. And that can really help a person who that monkey mind just doesn't want to stop.
And those two things that you mentioned, the breath, so conscious breathing and conscious usage of mantra, if you will.
Yes.
It will, if you do it, it's, I tell people in my workshops, do you think this biceps, can you see, is done naturally? Yeah, right? By doing that,
Yeah.
So it's the same with the mental.
Yes. Oh, yes. The mental muscle, right?
Pillar one of the Lovetarian way, please take responsibility, 100% responsibility for your life, what it is that you want to do. And honestly, Donna, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, people's attention span was like, 25 minutes. Now it's 6 to 7 seconds. Yeah. That is petrifying.
It truly is.
So meditation can truly help us actually be more productive, creative, present. It's throughout the entirety of our life. It can be incorporated in every single thing that we do, right?
Absolutely. Without a doubt. And that's why we are seeing it showing up in schools. We are seeing, sports teams having group meditation. It is in corporate programs because the benefits are just so far and wide for every aspect of our life. Yeah, absolutely.
How many diseases are connected with stress? Well,
all of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, so dis-ease.
If you could have better relationship, better work, better body, better health, everything, would you not want to invest 15 minutes to meditate, right? And you know that, you are a professional, you are an expert. For those people who are just beginners, honestly, I cannot sell meditation enough, because this is, I believe, in today's world, this is like, with breath, that is like a must.
A must.
Survival. This is like survival kit we would have. Your first aid, right?
Absolutely.
Meditation and breath.
Absolutely. Yes. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. And, it's funny because when I first started teaching at a gym of all places, right? I would say to my clients in the class, I'd say 5 years from now, 5 years, everyone will at least have heard of meditation, know someone who's tried meditation, knows of a class somewhere. And so we're really on the precipice, of this being completely widespread everywhere.
David has a question for you. Do you see it?
Does saying the mantra affirmation work better if it is spoken aloud? What a great question. Thank you, David. So again, I would say that is very individualized. I would play with it, right? Try it. See what works for you. For me personally, I I begin saying, so let's say my mantra or my affirmation is, I am light. When I get myself, we always begin with the breath. And if we have time, we'll do a little guided meditation just for a couple of minutes. So everybody
will do it for 5 minutes for sure.
Okay. So, so for me, I decide what my affirmation or my mantra is going to be, and I'll say it 3 times out loud. It's almost as if I'm speaking it out to the universe. And then I say it in my mind. And, you know, it's so interesting. And I don't know if anyone else has had this experience, but whenever I do mantra meditation for myself, and maybe this is because I'm a very visual learner, but I see the infinity sign in my mind's eye. And I see the words traveling almost as if it's a little roller coaster on the infinity sign.
I will stop you right there.
Yeah.
Infinity, right?
Oh my gosh, yes.
You know, I have to say it.
Please, yeah.
The beginning of the Lovetarian way, as it is, the movement, when it came to me, it happened, guess what? During meditation.
Of course.
One of our partners, because we have also with my husband the online publishing agency, right? So one of our authors or a partner, he's our partner whom we publish, and he's a best-selling author and all of that, international best-selling author. Brian, he came up with this process called Breath of Light 2.0. And I was doing this meditation. I committed because, you know, again, Donna, right? Commitment. So I committed to do it, for 30 days. And right around my birthday last year, I was doing it. I went into very deep trance, and boom, there I saw it. Mm-hmm. I was in a black field of nothing, in a womb, right? And the field of all possibilities. And then I started to see little stars. The stars were representing us as we come out and in and out of existence. That was this beautiful representation of us and the potential that we have, right? And you know what? Donna, this is amazing, because I've been asking a question for many years. I've been consciously awakening for the last 12 years, consciously awakening, because we know it's all connected, right?
Absolutely.
I was asking, like, what do you want from me, my soul? What do you want? What's my purpose, right? So I've been doing all sorts of things. And then during that time, so it was May 2020, the Lovetarian way, it's like it came to me in this.
Oh yes, so beautiful.
That is your purpose. And now, and you know what? And I have like goosebumps if people.
Yes, totally.
Basically, you know, the infinity sign, because I'm actually studying energy medicine, and in energy medicine, this, right? This means, you know, we are connecting all the fields, you know, the right and the left brain, you know, masculine and feminine energies. Everything comes into unison. Everything comes into oneness. And we are ascending now into this golden, beautiful, beautiful golden age of miracles, right?
Yes.
And of course, you know, that's what happened to me through meditation. So my life's purpose was revealed to me, through meditative process. So,
absolutely. I mean, so, you know, Natalia, thank you so much for sharing that story, because really that is like, that's the fireworks. That is like, you know, you hit the jackpot when you can get to that state of meditation. Okay. Now, so much of what you and I have been discussing so far is for those people out there who are new to this, and they're just stepping on this path and learning about meditation. And that's why we are demystifying it. But when you do commit to a practice, and this becomes part of your lifestyle, priority in your life, what happens, right, is that you're not just accessing the alpha brainwave, which is relaxation, okay, which is a beautiful thing, and you will get the health benefits that you need, okay? Yes. But when you can stay there longer and you can go deeper, you were in theta. You were in theta brainwaves, and when that happens, your consciousness just opens up, and you are able to access that higher level. Your higher self came through to you. And that, right, that is inspiration. And so many times my meditation practice will be cut short before the alarm goes off, because I get that inspiration will come through and it jolts me. And so I have to then, act on it.
Yes.
And that is just that is the magic, right? That is why I'm so passionate about it, because for people to get to the point where they can experience that is just amazing.
But you know what? Magic, I mean, people, we say living the magic and miracles of the Lovetarian way. Okay, you know what the magic is? You know where the magic begins? In your choice to do the work.
Without a doubt.
So
absolutely.
That whole demystification, like, people, if you have a moment of doubt there, have no doubts, because it's all simply broken down into very simple decisions of every single day. You get the life that you get by the decisions that you make, right?
Yes, without a doubt. And, and of course, we're all on our own unique paths.
Absolutely.
But, awareness is where it all begins. And just being able to come together here and talk about this, it's going to spark an awareness in people and just light up their path. It's just so beautiful,
Absolutely.
Speaking of walking a path, there are two other meditations that I really do want to share that people can do every day.
Perfect.
Number 1, shower meditation.
Oh, I love it.
Right? So first of all, water, we know, is so powerful. One of the things I learned in when I was in coaching school, when you're coaching someone, it's very similar to a session, right? Like a therapist or counseling. And so as the practitioner, you need to energetically protect yourself so that you are not taking in that person's energy and feelings and emotions, right? And so that you can stay sovereign so that you can serve them. And so at the end of every session, we were advised, and I've met several practitioners of different modalities who do the same thing. They wash their hands in cold water after a session with the intention of releasing that energy, any energy that you may have taken on. And so water is so powerful for us. I mean, we're made up of what?
70%.
Yeah, a huge amount of us is made up of water. And so water is very cleansing. It is very purifying. And if you couple that with the intention that the shower is going to wash your slate clean,
yes,
purify you, whether it's first thing in the morning for the day ahead, right? I'm washing away any negativity that's still lingering here. Yeah. I'm washing it away. You feel the water coming down your head, down your body. Everything is cleansing, purifying you, and down the drain, going down the drain. And I am telling you, the people who have done this, that after I've suggested it, they were like, wow.
100%. And, again, for the people who might question it, we know there's, the beautiful science of Dr. Emoto. You can actually pray the water with your intention and see what happens, right? That's
right. Totally. That people should totally Google that. That is so amazing. Yeah. So shower meditation, you can do that, first thing to start off your day. For some people who shower after exercise or even before bedtime, you're washing away anything that was burdensome for the day. You're setting that intention. Intention setting is so powerful.
Oh, so
right? And so you couple that with the power of the water to cleanse you, to cleanse your aura, to cleanse your mind and your body, and let that go down the drain. It's amazing. So there's that. And then there is a walking meditation.
Oh, I love that.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's amazing to me. There's if you can couple, well, people should also look up earthing, right?
Oh,
And so, and of course we know the science behind that now too. I think there's even a documentary, a movie on it called Earthing. It's amazing.
In Europe, we call it grounding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So connection with Mother Earth. Yeah.
Totally. But there's actually scientific evidence that shows you, right, that when your bare feet touch the earth, and that could be grass, it could be dirt, it could be sand. The earth has, we all do, we have ions, right? Negative, positive ions. And it may sound ironic, but negative ions are what calm us, calm our nervous system. And so, in fact, when you're at the beach, the salt water is full of negative ions, which is why everyone feels so calm when they're by the ocean.
Yeah.
And so to earth, to walk and do a walking meditation, even if you can just go to, if you don't have any, if you live in an apartment, go to a park, take your shoes off, just walk around.
Mm-hmm.
With the intention, again, the intention, right? That, you know what, I'm letting the ions from Mother Earth just come up through my body, calm me.
Absolutely.
You know, sometimes I will literally just walk in circles in my backyard. But I also look around. I look at the flowers. I look at the trees. I look at the sky. You know, I'll see the bees buzzing by. I'll listen to the sounds of the birds as I'm walking. And this is a mindfulness activity, right?
Yes.
You're just focusing your mind, but it can work as a meditation for you as well. And it's very calming, very calming. The last style of meditation I just want to mention, and this is, in my personal experience, the most challenging. But that's, for me, it's challenging.
Okay.
For other people, it may be exactly what the doctor ordered, and it's called concentrative. And so, you know, when you and I first got on our call together, you noticed my Sri Yantra behind me, this beautiful geometry.
Yes.
And so we're in my meditation room. And so concentrative is when it's an open-eyed meditation. And so it can be on a beautiful, design such as this. It can be the light of a candle. It can be in the wintertime if you have your fireplace going and you just want to focus on the flames. And so you really visually focus on something for as long as you can. When the thoughts come in, you notice them. You say, thank you for showing up. I'm going to come back to my point of concentration.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, that's very challenging to do open-eyed concentrative meditation, but I will challenge myself to do it every once in a while. But for some people, because they are so visual and so visualized so easily, and that's how they learn and take in information, it could work easily for them.
With that particular beautiful sacred geometry that you have behind you, I mentioned to you before we jump on the call that I was doing it very intensely during the Lion's Gate.
Yeah.
You know, I have it printed out on a piece of paper, and what I've noticed, and a lot of people can do that with different sacred geometry shapes, if you stare at it long enough and you do this equal, beautiful, deep breathing and you slow it down, you start seeing colors. You might see beautiful shapes. You might see messages.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you practice this, whatever, for 30 days, let's say 15 minutes, and then you become your body is trained, you created new neural pathways, and you can start working with shapes. My God, honestly, like Donna, people can get some amazing messages and insights, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, this is a mandala.
Yeah.
That's what mandalas are for. They're not just a decoration for your house, right? Mandalas go back, as we were saying earlier, 5,000 or more years. And so it was a meditative tool. That's what it's for. So yeah, absolutely.
They didn't have iTunes then, but they had mandalas.
Exactly, right. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So,
Concentrated meditation.
yes, concentrative, it's called. Absolutely. So, and and there are other sound meditation.
Yes, I love it.
You know,
We had, yeah, I will just say we had, I don't remember which one it is, but check out the episode with Tanya Plahai, who was doing, she was doing singing bowls, Tibetan singing bowls.
oh yeah.
You can
So
do meditation with
absolutely. I think that's going to be my next learning.
Yeah.
I'm always wanting to learn. And there's an amazing, my Reiki master, her name is Carol Schaffman. She has a shop in Summit, New Jersey called Badawang Art. And she is a Reiki practitioner, master, and sound healer with the Tibetan bowls. And even during Reiki sessions, if you so choose, she will put the bowls on you. And when you feel that vibration, I mean, again, Natalia, we are on the brink of so much. And vibration is everything. Sound healing with those bowls, whether they're the Tibetan bowls or the crystal bowls, which are beautiful as well. The sound, again, affects our bodies in such a way, again, because of the water within our bodies.
Yeah, but remember what we said, if people would check Dr. Emoto's research, check what water does when you say I love you, and what water does when you say I hate you.
Yes, I know.
Sound matters. It literally will shrivel your cells, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Incredible. So sound meditation is a beautiful thing. I invite everyone to check out a sound healing near them, because it is a game changer. It is the most beautiful experience.
Absolutely. And if people are struggling, as some people do now, with finances, there is no problem, because thank you, YouTube.
Thank you, YouTube. It's all free.
I mean, free videos. This is free.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. Yeah, totally.
There is. So
and I just want to say one thing about that. There's always this energy exchange, right? So yes, we need to, pay for a service from a healer, right? It's not about, they're trying to get rich. It's an energy exchange. It's the universal law, right, of giving and receiving. But that being said, I know many people who would never turn someone away from an experience if they could only pay so and such, right? And I'm not saying in a repetitive manner, but for so many of us, it's the money comes, but it's about the connection, and it's about healing people, and not I heal you, but I guide you to heal yourself.
Exactly. You create that beautiful space, and
That's
then
right.
They heal, right? Yes.
That's right. We all have within us everything that we need.
The inner healer.
Yes, absolutely. So, do you have any other questions or anything you want me to touch on for?
I believe you really said it beautifully. So let's just sum up before you would guide us through a beautiful process. So breath.
Yes.
So let's maybe start from the beginning. So we say, okay, make a decision.
Yes.
Do you want to welcome meditation into your life, and to which degree, right? And start somewhere. If you can't do 15 minutes, which I will find hard to believe, because I'm working with women who have 6 children and they have 15 minutes, and they have careers. So if you really want to, you will find it. Get up earlier, go to bed 15 minutes later, stop staring at TV.
Yeah, or your phone, right?
Exactly. 15 minutes, all you need to do. And there's magic to it, because when you start, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days with consistency, I mean, one of the keys to success is what? Perseverance, right?
Yes, without a doubt. In anything.
Yeah. And your body will start creating new neural pathways. You will start craving it.
Oh, absolutely.
Start craving it, right?
Yeah. My friends, my clients who have a daily practice, And it's so interesting because,
thank you, Annemiek.
Yes, what a beautiful, thank you so much. People who, I have friends who, I told you I had started teaching at a gym.
Yeah.
And so the way that people feel about physical exercise, and how they get those endorphins. Remember I had talked about, we stop the production of stress hormones and then the beautiful happy hormones start coming out, flooding our bodies. Well, the same exact thing happens in meditation. And so for those people out there who they can't go a day without, hitting the gym or going for the run or, whatever it is for them, it's the same thing in meditation. And, and I will challenge you to say, when you first started running, when you first started working out, did it just come like that? Probably not.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
So, but you were dedicated to it.
Yes.
Because so if you're dedicated to it and you have patience and you have consistency and you drop that judgment of yourself.
Yes.
That is so key, because I will say one thing that is very different between committing to a meditation practice and committing, let's say, going to do a daily run.
Yes.
When you sit in quiet, that fear voice comes in and tells you you're not doing it right, tells you can't do this, makes you think about your grocery list and all of these other things that you have to do today and tomorrow and next week, and all of the regrets that you have of the past. And so I do want to acknowledge that it may not be easy in the beginning. That's okay. Go in knowing that this is normal, that you are not alone, and that you are training your brain.
Yes.
You are training your brain. And one of the most beautiful aspects of awareness that comes out of meditation is learning how to distinguish between your fear voice and your intuition.
Yeah.
And when you can actually hear the difference, you can never not hear it again. And so you will hear when that fear voice creeps in and tells you can't do something, or you're not good enough, or you don't deserve this or that. And that is how it permeates your whole life. Mm-hmm. That's how meditation is a gateway. Breathwork is breathing. The breathing is the gateway to meditation. Meditation is the gateway to living your best life.
To liberation from fears, all fears, I'll say.
Yes.
You know what? I heard somebody famous say yesterday, I'm not going to give a name because I disagree. Fear is so essential. Fear is so important, because without fear, I don't know where I would be. And I'm like, I understand your point of view that, yes, you consider it a motivator. However, as we are ascending and we are going through the stages of awareness, we come to a place of absolute and total liberation and oneness. And the fear does not belong there.
No.
Because you shall be motivated by inspiration, by the divinity.
Without a doubt. The thing is, right, and I understand, right, where that person is coming from on a certain level, but we know that fear is such a low vibration. And it's not really the fear that is motivating that person to do X, Y, or Z. Really what it is the awareness that I'm choosing. I do not want to be, I don't know, let's say it's a financial thing, just for the sake of conversation. I do not want to ever be in a situation where I can't pay my bills. Yeah. And so the person who said that thinks that that's fear motivating them. Yes. But it's actually not.
The opposite.
It's actually the opposite, right? It's someone it's someone having the awareness of what they don't want. And so they are being guided and motivated towards what they do want.
Absolutely. And again, with several mediums, psychics and mediums that we spoke to, we had the very interesting definition of ego, that ego at the moment of creation was given to us as this inner motivator. So when it goes like, I am afraid, I can't do that, then your divinity can flourish, can come forth and say, yes, you can.
Yeah.
You
and
know?
yes, absolutely. And listen, living this human life, everything is a polarity. We cannot have the light without the dark. And so sometimes we need that, that fear voice. And the thing is, right, we never get rid of the fear voice. We ever till the day we die and end this human life, we will never eliminate the fear voice. It's discernment. It's learning that, oh wait, this is the fear voice talking to me right now. How true is this for me? Yeah. Is this really true that I can't do this thing?
Yes.
And so in that way, it can motivate you to say, yeah, no, I'm not going to listen to that fear voice. I am going to try this. I am going to dedicate myself to this.
Absolutely. In our workshops, we have this practice called who gets to choose, because then you can ask, okay, who is talking now? Is this my higher self? Is this my mind? Is this my ego? Is this my programming? Is this my inner child? Who is there talking? Which one? Come forth.
That's right.
And then you get to decide. And, honestly, this is a game. We need humor. We need laughter. We need to ease ourselves in handling our fears because, the field in which we all exist is saturated with fear. Simple as that. And
it is oversaturated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we can actually have fun. I mean, the longer we do it, I've been on this journey for a long time. For me, fear right now, it's like, hello, buddy.
Yeah.
I don't need you, but I know you're there, but hi.
Absolutely. I tell my clients, number one, name your fear. Yeah. Name your fear voice. Give it a name. Number two, I have this little, I guess it was like a meme I came up with. I said, put fear in the back seat, give it the iPad, and focus on the road ahead.
100%.
It's like fear is, just put it in the back seat, give it the iPad. You don't need to listen to it, and just focus on the road ahead. Like it's a little kid.
Yeah.
Just put him in the back seat. Give him the iPad. Let him play on that, and you focus on where you want to go. Right?
And you exactly coming to the point here of this whole shebang. Where focus goes, energy flows. Right?
Yes. I say it all the time. Yes.
The Lovetarian way is about co-creating heaven on earth realities. And I say to people all the time, it's not about a place. It's a vibrational state.
Yes.
It's a state of being. It's the choice, conscious choice.
Yes.
Which you achieve with breath, presence, meditation, all those exercises we are doing more and more and more every day. So it becomes, meditation becomes your nature.
Yes.
It's not going to be 15 minutes. You will be able to literally, like I'm talking to you and I'm in that state, right? Oh.
Yeah.
You are at peace no matter what, because life happens.
Oh, and it always will, right? And it will always throw things into our path for us to choose. How are we going to deal with this? How we're going to react to it? And again, it doesn't, and I saw something this morning that one of my friends posted, and it said, being a positive person doesn't mean you're happy all the time.
No.
It means that when stuff comes your way, you can deal with it, in a way that you're not going to let it derail you. You're not going to approach it with this victim mindset all the time of, why is this happening to me? Why always me? Right? No, you're in your power, and you're saying, okay, I am not happy about this right now. What am I going to do about it?
Absolutely. And just this small little tweak to your questions. We're practicing a lot with empowering questions in the workshop. And, just a simple little tweak to your question. Why is this happening to me? No, why is this happening for me? If you can go for that for,
yes,
you might not see a miracle there yet. You might not see that.
That's right.
Yeah, but
that's
right.
And it absolutely. And the thing is, it's also about, and depending on what the thing is, right? You know, it could be devastating. It could be something devastating. And so you have to honor how you feel too. And that's also what we learn in meditation. If you can learn in meditation that when those thoughts come in, that you don't judge yourself. You know, you're not judging yourself saying, oh, I can't do this. I'm not doing this right. You know, I can't stop the thoughts. Just observe them.
Yes.
Let them come and say, okay, thank you. Now I'm going to return my focus. I'm going, whatever it is, to the mantra, to the music, to the person who is guiding me. And it's coming back. But the part of the coming back is that you're releasing judgment on yourself.
Yes.
And so when those big things do happen in life, you can feel whatever it is you need to feel without judging yourself for it.
100%.
So when we practice this in our meditation, and, you know, we haven't talked about yoga, and that wasn't the focus today, but yoga is a moving meditation. Yeah. And yoga can be challenging. And so when you get on the mat and you're having difficulty doing a pose, are you going to judge yourself and say, oh, you're so inflexible, you know, or, oh, I really need to lose that extra weight. I can't do this pose. Observe the thoughts and release the judgment. Because if you can do it on your mat and you can do it in meditation, then you're going to be able to do it in life.
Absolutely. Those are very practical practices for modern humans.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Shall we demonstrate them?
Yes, I would love to. It's my favorite thing ever.
Yeah, let's relax. I'm in your hands now. Tell us.
Terrific.
I have my crystal ball.
Oh, beautiful. Look at that. I love it.
Gorgeous.
Okay.
So
Natalia, yes. So the first thing that I always say is wherever you are, whether you are sitting or lying down, I want you to be physically comfortable. Because although there will be distractions, being physically comfortable hopefully will not be one of them. And so wherever you are, we're going to get comfortable. I see that you are sitting in a chair, and so your feet are on the ground. And so we're going to begin, before we even get into our breathing, we're going to begin by what's called a body scan. And I'm going to guide you through this, and I'm going to ask you to bring your focus and your attention through your body as I take you through. And we're going to begin with the feet, and we're going to ground. And so what does that mean? We want to feel stable. We want to feel secure. We want to feel anchored. That's a beautiful visual for a lot of people to understand grounding, is that we want to feel anchored. And so imagine your feet, the bottoms of your feet, have these little invisible portals. And so all of the energy that is in your body right now is going to be flowing through. And anything heavy, any negativity that you might have picked up today, we're going to release that out through your feet now. And we are setting the intention that Mother Earth is going to take this energy from you. She will transmute it. And so you are purifying your body now. I want you to bring your focus and your intention and your attention to your feet, relaxing the feet, moving up to your ankle joints. If you feel the need, you want to circle the ankles a little, releasing some more energy. And then we're going to bring our focus and our attention up the legs, relaxing all the muscles in the front and the backs of the legs, up to the knee joint, releasing any tightness, any soreness. We're going to move up the upper legs, both front and back, relaxing the muscles. And you are already feeling more relaxed in your body. We're going to move up to the hips. And I love to invite you now to imagine your hips as a butterfly, beautiful wings of a butterfly, which this is so exquisite because it's right behind you in your logo, Natalia. But I always say this, I always invite people to imagine the hips opening like the wings of a butterfly, gentle yet very powerful. Relaxing all of the muscles that connect to the hips, lower back, our leg muscles, our lower abdomen muscles. Everything is relaxing now. We are releasing. Moving up all the way, up the back. All of the muscles relaxing. Imagine your spine elongating. Every vertebra sparkling. Clear energy moving up your spine. Now let's focus on your front body, your chest, where your heart chakra is. Opening up. Relaxing all of the muscles all the way up to your neck and your shoulders, all the way down your arms, down to your hands and out your fingertips, releasing any residual energy that feels heavy out through your fingers. Now bring your focus and your attention to your face, relaxing all the muscles in your face, relaxing your jaw. If you want to put the tip of your tongue at the roof of your mouth, this is called fire point. It's an energy point. And this will further relax you. Relaxing all the muscles in your face, your forehead, the back of your head, the top of your head. Another portal above the top of your head, your crown chakra opening. Now we're going to focus, bring our attention to our breath. We're going to take the breath in through the nose at the same time, filling up the belly. Bringing the belly, opening, filling it up like a balloon with the breath. And when you reach capacity, then you can slowly exhale your breath out through your nose. Beautiful. This is a beautiful cycle, a cycle of breath. Taking the breath in through the nose, filling up the belly. And when it reaches capacity, we slowly exhale out through the nose again. Taking the breath in through the nose, filling up the belly, and slowly exhaling out through the nose again. One more beautiful breath in, filling up the belly, and a beautiful slow breath out. You are feeling very relaxed, peaceful. I want you to focus your attention now to your beautiful crown chakra, like a halo above your head. a beautiful white energy light spinning, radiating, allowing the divine light to come through you. Perhaps it is like a waterfall, gently coming down from above, washing over you, down your head and your face, through your hair, down to your shoulders, down your back. This beautiful energy light, divine love, divine inspiration, all the way down your body, seeping into your skin, traveling down your legs and pooling at your feet. This beautiful energy light is filling you up, radiating from within, filling up your entire aura. It is finding its way now to your heart chakra. And I can see the beautiful emerald green light of your heart chakra radiating and glowing within you. Open heart, sending out love from your heart chakra to all of those people that you love and to all of those that you want to send love to, whether you know them or not. Let's just send this love, this beautiful divine energy out into the world, raising the vibration. Beautiful. This energy is always flowing from within you and around you. Let's take another slow, deep breath in, filling up the belly. Slowly exhaling. Take notice of where you are sitting. Take notice of your feet on the ground. What do you feel against your back? And you can gently move your fingers and your toes. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes.
I don't want to.
Namaste.
Beautiful. I hope everybody enjoyed it as much as I did.
Literally, Natalia, at one point, literally, it was like you were glowing, like your face was just luminescent.
Well, I was covered with all sorts of colors, and it was really beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Beautiful guided meditation. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Beautiful lady, we'll definitely invite you again in November or something.
Oh, that's wonderful. I had so much fun with you today.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'm sure people will enjoy it. This is going to be available. You know, we are just building this. We opened the group in October, and look, we have 2,500 members already, and it could be 25,000, but we are not accepting everybody. You know,
right.
It's about people, as we said, it's about people who really want to be there, want to do the work. It's not just about somebody who is just going to be whatever. We bless everyone. We love everyone. We don't accept everyone into this community, because this community is really for people who are ready to step up, right? To really do the work. I mean, let's debunk the delusion that the work is not necessary. The work is necessary.
Without a doubt. I mean, there's no getting around that.
To do the work, yeah.
But what's so amazing, right, is that there's such incredible benefits on the other side of that.
Absolutely, and it's so worth it. It is so worth it.
It absolutely
Honestly.
is.
I mean, people say oftentimes, oh, when will I get to this heaven on earth? I'm like, baby, you're not getting anywhere. It's here all the time.
All the time.
It's available for us to connect, actually to remember, because I mean, all we need to do, when I saw this, right? Oh, the butterfly, actually, so the sparks, when they were coming from the field, then there was one that was representing me, and it turned into this beautiful butterfly, and it was representing a human being who is courageously choosing to come to planet Earth, to incarnate at this time, to embody this beautiful infinite divinity in this vehicle, this body.
Yes.
And we can, just as a butterfly, we can choose to spread our wings. And Donna, is that really not painful? Yeah, it's painful.
Well, of course, absolutely. And you think about, and there's so many wonderful sayings, but you think about the caterpillar. First of all, how much does a caterpillar have to eat to even get to the point where then he can create the chrysalis, right? And what? That's not work? Of course it's work. It's so much work. But it's his life's work, right? Yeah. And so, and then, the other thing is, and I read something about, you cannot help the butterfly come out of that chrysalis. If you see it starting, no, it has to come in its own time. And even that, there's pain involved, but the more that we just embrace it, that this is part of it, how we talked about earlier, that there's no dark without light, light without dark. This is how we can appreciate the love and the beauty that is every day in our life. So,
apparently Buddha said, right, pain is inevitable, suffering is optional.
Absolutely.
And well, I mean, you human, pain is guaranteed. All right.
Absolutely. The sooner you accept that, the better off you're going to be. Right.
And less suffering, literally less suffering. Yes. And all the beautiful advice you have given today, that will really allow you to be at peace no matter what. And you do need to practice. You need to practice, take responsibility, interact with the group, watch all these things that are available. I mean, there's just, as we said, there's so many free resources for
people. We're so fortunate.
All it takes is just to choose, focus, go for it. And it doesn't matter what is going on in the world. No. It doesn't matter, because there's always something going on. There's always something.
Well, and there's it's like there's a saying also that says, your diet is not just what you eat, it's everything you consume during the day. So what are you consuming? Are you consuming the news? Because guess what? No wonder you're not feeling peaceful. Make a choice.
I mean, please, just simple run through. Pillar 1, take responsibility for energies you take in and you exude.
Yes.
Number 2, we are one energy. So don't be an asshole. I mean, namaste, right? I mean, we're one energy, so kindness, I mean, really, honestly, I mean, set healthy boundaries. However, it's very pragmatic. If you're kind, it actually comes back to you. And, if you're being, you're yourself, if you're being a meanie, you feel like crap later. Why? Because you're actually ultimately doing it to yourself, right?
Yeah. And then you feel that heavy energy of that low vibration, without a doubt.
Totally. I mean, don't get me wrong, that fire behind me, I'm an Aryan, I'm a fire dragon. Nobody messes with that.
That's right.
But there are different ways of dealing with things. And is there anything more powerful than embodiment of this fierce, unconditional love and presence? I think the biggest monster will melt in that presence.
Agreed. They will have no choice.
Yeah. There's this beautiful story. I don't know if you heard about it. I don't know. Let's say Buddha is meditating against the tree, and he's all embodying love, unconditional love. And snake comes and it just lies on him, and it does do nothing. It doesn't hurt him. It's just because he embodies such unconditional love and peace that the snake is not feeling any hostility.
That's right.
So therefore, nobody, I mean, honestly, I understand, really, believe me, 12 years of this journey. It takes work to get to that level, to that high frequency. It is so worth it, because in my life right at this moment, I have so little conflict. Being fiery person, I have so little issues.
Yes.
But it's like, I mean, it's non-existence virtually. And it's no, it did not happen just like that.
No, it's the choices you make in a very practical sense, right?
Absolutely.
What you just said, like when you go through your pillars, because you have to make these choices. You have to decide what is your priority: peace, love, higher vibration. And so then you have to then create in here and out here everything to support that. And it takes a lot of work and a lot of conscious decision making.
Exactly.
Go through the other two pillars, Joe. You said 1 and 2,
like,
and then
well, what you're saying brings us exactly to pillar 3, that, as Einstein said, you live life as though choice 1, nothing is a miracle, or choice 2, as though everything is a miracle. And it really is a decision. And people, believe me, I was diagnosed with cancer. I was near financial ruin. I lost people that I love. So no, I'm not just full of, I know what it means to see a miracle in death. I know what it means to see a miracle in near financial ruin. I know what it means to see a miracle in almost dying of cancer.
Yes.
So my God, the energy of love, energy of the source, is literally healing. And Donna, I'm just gonna say, this is a disclaimer, okay? I'm not gonna do it for you, but it is possible in source, in unconditional love, in God, if you will. Everything is possible.
Without a doubt. There's
if
no
you
doubt.
Believe it. So
yes, but that's everything. But that's everything. It's what you choose to believe.
Biology of belief by Dr. Lipton. Read Biology of Belief. I rest my case. The science is so powerful.
Yes.
If you believe you can, you're right. Yeah. If you believe you can, you're right. If you believe you can't, you also right.
Exactly.
And then pillar 4, what you said, Lovetarian nourishment. How do you nourish your being? How? On a mental, emotional, spiritual, on all levels of your being. What are you choosing on consistent basis? Are you still watching news? I'm done 12 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And when somebody tells me, but we need to know what is going on in the world.
No, you don't. You absolutely don't. It's going to go on. It's going to go on whether you know it or not. So are you going to protect your energy, and are you going to create peace within yourself? Because what people don't understand, right, is when Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in the world, think of that from an energetic point of view. If you want peace in the world, you must be peaceful within yourself and within your life, because it's not just you, that's everyone. So if everyone wants peace, then they need to work on themselves first.
Yes.
And find peace within.
It is not a cliche. Pillar 2 is when we say we are one, it's not just like a slogan on a bumper sticker, okay? We are all deriving from the divine infinite field, quantum field of possibilities. You have your body, she's got her body, he's got his body, but it is all quantum energy. Yes. We all share it. So my decision influences you at the subconscious deepest level. And really, we practicing, Ho'oponopono?
Yes.
Ancient Hawaiian healing practice. When I take responsibility for the thoughts that I think, feelings that I have, words that I speak, actions that I take, if I'm pissed off with someone, before I get involved with that person, I shall do the cleaning. I will look at the triggers. I will look at what is it in me that wants to develop and evolve and grow. And yes, it is so irritating sometimes.
Yeah.
But at this point, I can say thank you, because yes, it is happening in my life. I have a problem. Mirror, mirror, who's got a problem? I've got the problem. So am I going to be screaming at the mirror, or the person that is mirroring this condition that I currently go through?
That's right. Or
am I going to do whatever? Adjust. Energetic adjustments, right? I need to do something about it. And I do it all the time. And I swear to you, clients in Australia, America, wherever they might be, there's something I don't get involved on the human level. I'll do the energy work first. And oftentimes, you know what? by the time I would have to have an interaction, there would be an email or a phone call or something. Situation is dissolved on the energetic level. Therefore, it influences the level of the body, the life, right? That we experience.
Totally.
So yeah, that is a good place now to wrap it up.
I love it that we ended on like a fiery, because like you're the Aries, I'm the Leo, and so you know, you and I were pretty pretty chill here today, given all of our fire. So
yeah, but you know, I believe, in my opinion, that you know, this holy fire is just like some of the most amazing states that people can be in, because there's this powerful righteousness about it, and it's not, you know, it's not stagnant. It's just, it wants to expand, it wants to create, it wants to do beautiful things, but it's coming from that place of peace.
Yes.
You know, it's just such a beautiful energy.
It's like the fire of inspiration.
Yeah,
you know? Absolutely.
I love it.
Sparking. I love it.
We will continue with that fire. We are booked till November, so it will be perfect time to book you in for November. So you'll have some growth and development. And
of course. Who knows? Maybe I'll get my sound healing certification, or who knows? I'm always open to something new. So
we're getting some great comments. People say they learned a lot. They really got a lot of information. So I mean, as I was saying, you know, this is going to be there forever. We are just, I mean, this is just the first year, not even, because in October it will be the first anniversary of the group, you know, and we're building the platform. I mean, as I said to you, Donna, this takes money, this takes time, this takes patience, but you know, we're not waiting. We're just like, what we can do, we do.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be perfect. And that's what I want to say to everybody. People, if you've got something, just do it, ship it, you know, get it done, share your life, right?
I love it so much.
Perfect. Well, thank you, beautiful goddess. I
thank
shall see you in November. This is going to be on YouTube, on Facebook, all over the place. Share, subscribe to our channel, subscribe to Donna's, whatever you've got going there. Page, you know it, so
people can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Empowered Meditation and Yoga. Donna Michelle. And I love to put inspiring and loving messages out there regularly. And of course, you know, I would love, the other beautiful thing, right, about technology is we can work with anyone around the world.
Yes, exactly.
So, you know, if you want to connect with me and work with me, technology makes it possible. So thank you for that. And sending so much love and light out to the world today. And Natalia, it was so beautiful spending this time with you. Thank you.
And to think that we've met for the first time, look how wonderful, right?
Yeah, well, in this life.
In this life. I'm sure she's from my soul group, for sure. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All. Namaste. And
namaste.
Oh yeah, people, tune in next week. We are coming. Yeah, Jill is coming back. The medium, top trans channel, British lady, beautiful angel messenger. We shall talk to angels again. All right. So have fun.
Thank you, Natalia.
See you next week. Thank you. Bye.